What's going on, guys? It's that guy with movies back here again, and today is Sunday. You know what that means? That it is time for another weekly review. This is going to be my second time doing this video, so without further ado, let's go over like the overview of this week and how many movies I watched and whatever, and then we'll get started with the reviews. So, first up, the overview. I ended up watching only 6 movies this week. It's not really a whole lot, but there was tests I had to study for and everything. So Sunday I watched one movie. Monday and Tuesday Monday I didn't watch anything because I had to study for something. Tuesday I watched something, and there was other days where I just watched movies. So that's all I knew. So like I said, I watched 6 movies this week. 5 of them were released this year, and one was released back 10 years ago or whatever. So without further ado, let's get on with the reviews, guys. So first movie I watched this week was 47 Meters Down. What can I say? It was okay, I guess. Very mediocre. But, so, like, the movie is about these two sisters, and they're on vacation in Mexico and everything, and one of the sisters, like, just went through, like, a really bad breakup, and, they're, like, the one sister, like, tried to pressure her to, like, go scuba diving, to see, like, all the sharks in that, and, she just kind of like, oh, well, whatever, I'll go along with it. And it was kind of like all old and rusty and everything, and it was kind of like run down in that. And they didn't really like trust this cage enough, so they went back, like they went inside the cage, and they still went along with it, but they didn't really like trust it. And then all of a sudden, when they go down, the the winch that holds the cage, like, it's got, like, the chain, and it, like, leads the cage down. That breaks off the boat, or, like, the port, or whatever, and they go, like, down to the bottom of the ocean, and they only have, they've got less than an hour's worth of oxygen left, and they're, like, trying to survive and everything, and there's sharks swirling, what is that? Swirling around them, and they're trying to survive, and it was okay. It kind of had like a really B-movie-ish budget. It wasn't real, like, it didn't really have the greatest of dialogue, and it was just kind of Matthew Modine, they could have got anybody to play that part. I don't know why he was in it, but and the CGI wasn't too bad, but it kind of like, they kind of showed the limitations of the CGI by just having, like, the sharks, like, it comes in and out of frame, and, like, it comes in frame, and then it just goes out, and that's that. And, yeah, like, the sharks weren't really, like, in it that much, so there was that. And, so that was the first movie I watched this week, and the second movie that I watched was Baby Driver. It was, what can I say? It was probably one of my favorite movies of this year. Once again, sorry, excuse me. So the movie is about this getaway driver, because it is a heist movie. So it's about this, like, getaway driver, and they're doing all these kinds of, like, heists, like bank robberies and that, and he's like their getaway driver, but he got into, like, a bad car accident when he was a little kid, which kind of left him with tinnitus. So he's got like a hum in the drum, ringing in the ears and whatever, and he just kind of like listens to music to, like, drown it out. So, and like, Kevin Spacey is kind of like their leader, I guess, their boss, and like, he sets up this heist for them to do that. Like, it's kind of like, I don't really know how to describe it. It was like, it was weird. But it was really good, though. It was really well done. Especially Ansel Elgort. He was an awesome actor in it. for not really like saying much in it. And obviously Kevin Spacey was really good in it, and it's a really fun movie to watch. So make sure check it out. It's you will not be disappointed. So, and then the next movie that I ended up watching was Transformers: The Last Knight. What can I say about this one? For the day that I watched this movie, I considered it to probably be the worst movie I've seen all year. It was awful. It was awful. And this is actually coming from a fan. Like, me personally, I like the first three up to Dark of the Moon. I have not seen Age of Extinction, so I kind of went into this one blind, because this one does have Mark Wahlberg in it, so this one I kind of went into blind, so... But apparently you don't need to watch the movie to understand The Last Night, I guess. But it was awful. Like, the writing, the writing. Why? What did they go wrong? It was just joke after joke after joke after joke after joke. I don't know why Michael Bay decides to do this, but it was... It was... The only thing that... I liked about the movie was the visual effects. The visual effects were probably... Like, they were stunning. They were probably some of the best I've seen all year. And, I'll have to admit, some of the jokes actually did make me laugh. I would have to agree with that. They did get a chuckle or two out of me. It was okay. Like, the writing was okay, I guess, but it was just whatever they had to work with. But the acting was awful, and just Anthony Hopkins, I think, just gave up. And forgot to mention about 47 Meters Down and Baby Driver. I rated 47 Meters Down a 4 on IMDb, and I rated Baby Driver a 9 on IMDb. Transformers I rated a 2, so... And it was just so long, too. It was like 2 hours and 25 minutes. And the other ones, like, the first one, it was 2 hours and I think... How long was the first Transformers movie? I'd have to say maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes. It didn't really feel like 2 hours and 15 minutes. It felt like, I don't know, like an hour. I haven't seen it in such a long time, so... But this one, it just dragged. It was just going on and on and on and on. So that's that. So get that out of the way. I rated that a 2 out of 10. And then the next one, this is the older one, and that one was 300. You guys probably know Transformers, it's kind of about, like, Optimus Prime, like, turning, like, evil or something, because he, like, goes back to Cybertron, and it was, I don't even know how to explain the plot, like, he's, like, this, like, he's friends with the last descendant of Merlin the Wizard, or something like that. It was all over the place, and the aspect ratio, too, how it kept, like, changing, so it was, like, this... And it's like that, like this, like that, like this, like that. That got really annoying after a while. I was like, stop changing the aspect ratio. It's getting so annoying. What a travesty of a movie. And, okay, anyways, back to 300. So, 300. If you guys don't know what 300 is about, what are you guys doing? If you haven't studied, like, Greek history or anything... It's about the Battle of Thermopylae. So, and if you guys haven't heard of it, you've probably been living under a rock. So, there's that. But Gerard Butler did a really good job as King Leonidas, and obviously that's where the "This is Sparta" meme comes from, and everything. So, lots of memes come out of that movie for some reason. It is a Zack Snyder movie, so it's kind of expected to have like all these like cool visuals and everything, and it actually did. I didn't really like the tint of certain scenes in that. Like it was like all orangey and like beige in that. That wasn't too great, but I actually really like the slow motion, and I know a lot of people don't like the slow motion, but I liked it. It looked cool. But actually, for Wonder Woman, I think because sorry, Zack Snyder produced Wonder Woman, and I think he actually like took cues from 300 because it did kind of have the same visual style and the slow motion and everything as 300. So that was 300. So pretty good movie. Lots of good action scenes in that. So 300 rated it at 8 out of 10. Another bad movie. The next movie that I watched this week was 12 Feet Deep. This was bad. Remember when I said that Transformers was the worst of this year? Nope. I'm you guys, and I am wrong. 12 Feet Deep, I consider, is probably the absolute worst movie I have seen all year. I didn't even finish this movie because of how bad it is. It was bad. So the plot, even though I don't really care, it's about these two sisters. Once again, it's like 47 meters down. It's almost like a carbon copy of 47 meters down. So it's about like these two sisters, and I don't know, one's like into like rehab in that, so I guess she's like one's a druggie and one's like diabetic in that, so she needs her shots in that. And the diabetic one is she dropped her ring in the pool, like her engagement ring, because she's like getting married or getting engaged or whatever, and she drops her engagement ring in the pool. So she was like, "Oh, where's my ring?" and everything, and the other sister is like, "Oh, go get it," and everything. So the other sister, she like dives into the pool, and like it's in the grate, like it's stuck in the grate, and like they're all like closing down everything because it's a holiday weekend, and she can't get it out. So she tries and gets her sister to go in the pool with her to get this ring, and little do they know that the manager or the operator or whatever actually like closes the cover onto the pool, so they're kind of like trapped inside for the whole holiday weekend. And yeah, that was about as far as I got. I didn't watch any more of it, but ooh, was it ever boring? An hour and 25-minute long movie? Boring? How can that belong in the same sentence? Well, I can tell you, 47 meters down, it was like an hour and a half long, but it actually had stuff happening in it. Not 12 feet deep, it didn't have anything going on. It was just them in the pool just talking and talking and talking. Nothing was happening. So, that's 12 feet deep. I rated that my lowest rating, a 1 out of 10. So, there's that. And the very last movie that I watched this week was Going in Style. And I did hear that it was a remake of an older movie starring George Burns, and this one stars Morgan Freeman, Michael Caine, and Alan Arkin. So this movie is basically about these three older men. Sorry, and they all have like they all got like money problems in that. So like Michael Caine, his house is gonna be foreclosed. He doesn't have any money left to pay his mortgages and that. So, he's not going to have a house anymore in 30 days. Morgan Freeman, he's trying to, like, see his family a little bit more, but he can't, and he has to, like, pay for his dialysis treatments and that. And, Alan Arkin, he's just kind of like, whatever, like, I don't really want to do this, or whatever. And, but he, like, reluctantly agrees to do so because they, like, steal his pension money and everything, the company that laid him off, so. But then Michael Caine, at the beginning of the movie, he's involved in a bank robbery, and he's like, oh, well, if these three guys that are staging this robbery here, hey, it doesn't matter how old we are, maybe we can do it too, because I need the money. And yeah, it was actually a pretty fun movie. Like it's kind of a movie to watch on like a rainy Sunday afternoon. But yeah, it was pretty good. The acting was really good. The planning was really good. The planning of the heist and that. And yeah, it was a really fun movie. And yeah, so there you go, guys. That is it for this this weekly review from October 1st, 2017 to October 7th, 2017. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share. Twitter and Instagram links will be in the description down below if you want to follow me on there. Thanks again for watching, and see you next week for another weekly review video. Bye.